Dear friends, this summer we are going to have 3 eclipses, and that makes this time very special. Particularly one eclipse is going to be strong. We are talking here about the eclipses of Sun and Moon. To learn more about the phenomenon of eclipses, please see my older video Astrology, Eclipses and Our Spiritual Path. Today I am recording this video with the view on Charles Bridge in Prague. I hope you enjoy the view. So we are going to speak about the effects of the summer eclipses on the individual and collective level. The first eclipse is on the 12th of July, and it is partial solar eclipse in Cancer. Better to say Crab, the sign of Crab. The second one is on the 27th of July, and that one is a total lunar eclipse, and this is the strongest one, and it is in the Aquarius sign. The third one is on the 11th of August, and this is partial solar eclipse, and it is in Leo sign. So please mark those days in your calendar and try not to make any big decisions 2 or 3 days around the event. Of course, we already feel the eclipses, and some of us are maybe a little bit nervous or feel somehow upset, but they will be the strongest, of course, around the days of eclipses. So try to relax, to be clean inside, do not drink alcohol, meditate, and wait to see what the universe is saying to you, especially around those days. I explained in my all other videos that eclipses are the moment in time when two planets meet. And from the point of spiritual astrology, that is the plane of universal eternal ideas represented by the sun, and the plane of historical human life represented by the moon. On a psychological level, eclipses are moments in time when the plane of conscious mind, represented by the sun, meets with the plane of subconscious mind, represented by the moon. So that's why those events are so important. What happens in the time of eclipses, it is the shift of consciousness, as we would say, or end of some karmic experiences, or maybe some sort of rearranging of karma, as Indian astrologers would say. That is why we feel them so strong. With each eclipse, we transform inside, and then has the effect on the outer life. The stronger eclipses, the biggest transformation we can experience as individuals or as a collective. Eclipses influence us strongly individually if it falls near our natal planets, natal nodes, or important horoscope points such are ascendant, descendant, MC, and IC. There are other important points, but doesn't matter for now. I can't mention all. So it is good to know our horoscope to see whether certain eclipse falls on any important point in your chart. One concrete eclipse has an effect on us at least for 6 months and sometimes even for years. So now first I will speak about the second and the third eclipse. And in the end I will speak about the first this summer eclipse. You will later on see why. I will first always say how they affect, which effect they have on collective level, and then I will say the effect on individual level. So the second two eclipses are on the axis Leo Aquarius, and we are experiencing from the year 2016 those eclipses. And we'll experience them until the last one happens in January 2019. But the effect is even later, of course, afterwards. I have spoken about the transit of lunar nodes on this axis, as this transit is tightly connected with the eclipses. You can see the video, Astrology Transits, Lunar Nodes, Leo Aquarius Axis. There I speak about the influence on each zodiac sign, and actually that's how it works with eclipses. The same effect will eclipses have on each zodiac sign. So the strongest is the second eclipse. It is on the 4th degree of Aquarius, 27th of July, and this is total lunar eclipse. On mundane level, This eclipse strongly affects collective consciousness. People who are different are connected with the same idea. Nations who have collective way of thinking, such as Slavic people or Asians, are suddenly gaining power. And even nowadays, in many countries of the world, there is a power struggle between the leaders, or to say the elite that rules the world, and the masses that is ready to stand up. And this eclipse will show the strength and the power of the masses, let's say people. Unfortunately, eclipse is connected with the planet Mars, which is retrograde, so it's very strong, and this is the planet of war. So there can be repression and fights in some parts of the world against the masses. If consciously use this energy, it can free people from the chains of leading structures. The ruler of this eclipse is Uranus, and with all these energies that I mentioned already, we can even expect some sort of revolution or rebellion of the masses in the certain areas of the world. Of course, in today's time, it's better to fight through internet, but I don't know, many things are possible here. So with the eclipses on the Leo Aquarius axis, leaders are opposed to the masses, individual needs to the collective needs, individual creativity to the social obligations, and so on. And in different parts of the world, different oppositions of this kind are active. On personal level, those who have planets around the 4th degree of Aquarius, let's say from 0 to 10, and also the same degrees in Leo. It works also for Scorpios and Taurus people to a certain extent. They will experience sudden changes or separations that can potentially give them great power later on. But of course, if understood wisely. So it will also influence us all in all areas of life, signified with Leo and Aquarius sign. In this time, watch out for the strong emotions. Try to control them. Do not let them to control you. Channel your emotions and wait to see what is the message for you personally. Of course, you can arrange consultations with me if you want to speak about this in advance. So the third eclipse, it is at the 18th degree of Leo and it falls on the 11th of August. This one is partial solar eclipse, so it's not so strong. It is a new moon, and this one continues the story already set. So on a mundane level, it shows that leaders are going to change the strategy and some will gain big power. Leaders are welcome with these eclipses only if they take care of people. If not, they lose power. I'm not saying that they will not desperately fight for that. Of course they will. But this is the rule here. On the other hand, the collective will better understand the value of each individual that can be helpful in this process. On personal level, will mainly influence people who have planets or horoscope points, let's say from 12 to 24 degree of Leo and Aquarius and other fixed signs that I mentioned. It will give to each individual desire to self-expression. Potentially, through this eclipse, we will learn how to shine and not to feel lonely. We have the opportunity to learn to spark and love ourselves and others. This energy helps us to discover our self-worth and thanks to that to share love with our fellow beings. To see more concretely which area of your life will be affected, you need of course again to know your horoscope, or I'm saying you can order consultations with me. All contacts are under this video. The first eclipse, that is at the 20th degree of Cancer on the 11th of July, I left here as the last one, as it starts the series of eclipses that we are going to experience from the 2018 until the 2020. These eclipses are connected with the transits of lunar nodes on the Crab, Cancer, Capricorn axis, And I have spoken about the influence of this transit for each zodiac sign in my recent video, New Direction, Lunar Nodes, Cancer, Capricorn axis. So you can see it to see how it will concretely influence you. This eclipse is now, this summer, has very harmonious aspects and brings visions for the future. On mundane level, it speaks about the waking up of the emotions of the masses. The opposites that appear here are between the emotions and the duties. Then also between emotional security and respect for the society. So they are here in opposition. Then home and family life are in opposition to social structures. The desire to channel one's feeling, individual desire, is in opposition to the government structures or other country or corporational structures because they want to control the emotions of the masses and people and so on. With this eclipse, the emotions of the masses are in opposition to the social and leading structures and are even stronger than those structures, which is good, and of course it can be a problem to a certain extent. Why problem? Because it can evoke some sort of fights, and of course maybe they are necessary in this world, but they are still somehow dangerous. So as those eclipses come after Leo Aquarius ones, they continue to present the growth of the antagonism between the people and the rulers of the world, and that will last until the 2020, when many structures will fall. I have spoken about that in the video Saturn in Capricorn 2017 to 2020, so please check this video. On personal level, it will affect people who have planets or horoscope points around the 20 degree of Cancer and Capricorn. But it will influence also other cardinal signs, which are Aries and Libras. And when something is happening in cardinal signs, it influences all of us strongly because these are the signs that move everything. So many will experience some sort of emotional enlightenment with this, which is fine, and build new structures for themselves. That's also good. July eclipse is positive. It gives new opportunities in concrete area of life, but many of you, of course, at the beginning feel the anxiety. It is because people generally are afraid of changes. So please do not worry, just go with the flow. And you will see what is going to happen. You will hear the message. That's what I was going to say. So that was all for now in this short overview for the 2018 summer eclipses. You can find out more about my work on the website symbolicthinking.net. There you can find different types of consultancy that you can order based on astrology, astropsychology, spiritual astrology, feng shui, or theta healing. Theta healing is one sort of spiritually energetic healing. If you like the video, please like it, share, and comment, or follow my posts on Facebook. Right, please? I'm very glad for your interaction. Looking forward to seeing you soon and wish you wonderful summer and better times.